Hello everyone, and welcome to Empowering the Conscious Business Evolution Talk with me, Antonina Manev, for some fresh, thought-provoking and liberating conversations about inspiring the sparks of innovation and evolution and growing a bigger and a wider world of ethically successful and consciously evolving business environment. For those who tune in for the first time, I'm the founder of Visions Inspire Strategic Business Growth Consultancy. As a business strategist, my focus is on turning visions into profitable businesses, be it for startups or established businesses. So in my area of work, evolving the business consciousness is a key element. You can find out more about my inspiring work by visiting the website www.visionsinspire.com. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel or like my Facebook page or connect on LinkedIn with me. Business owners work with me, looking to increase usually their business cash flow and profits and create a secure financial future so they fully enjoy a greater lifestyle and balance. However, along the way, the main obstacle appears to be the uncomfortable mindset of conformity, which accepts limitations in business making and development, or even growing in order to fit in an old custom conventional framework of business making that holds them back, and all that at the expense of their true identity. But how we even start to break up these frames? Well, we'll have to try. In my interviews, video or audio, I will be introducing you to exceptional business leaders, owners, and creators who have reached great success in what they do, not because they worked hard to fit in, but by challenging the status quo and constantly innovating themselves and their businesses, by searching back to their authentic roots to follow the person-business environment connection, and by taking approaches of consciously evolving to align with a higher social and earth value through their creativity, identity, and co-creative forward thinking. So be prepared, all my guests have left valuable tips and inspirational words of wisdom for you to take and do your best to outshine the conventional and grow yourself and business aligned with higher values. All their interviews are playing on the Visions Inspire YouTube podcast channel. Happy listening and happy learning and growing. Hello everyone, and welcome to Empowering the Conscious Business Evolution with me, Antonina. And today I've got all the way, listen to that, all the way from Australia, but our own, Tracey Kitching, the founder of Traceys Wellness Mojo. Welcome, Tracey. It's all yours.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here, Antonina. It is just amazing technology today that I can be doing this all the way over in Australia, as you say, and you're all the way over in the UK. So it's amazing. I can't believe it.
Welcome, and thank you very much for agreeing. It is quite late where you are, and but just to make you feel good, the weather here in UK is just as rubbish as maybe where you are in. And where is that?
In Adelaide, Australia. So
Adelaide.
we've got storms coming through. So if you hear big crashes of thunder, that's what it will be.
Oh my God. Yeah, so it is summer here in the UK for everyone, but it is just as bad as autumn or maybe spring, or just the temperament of the UK weather. It's beautiful. Right, are we settled in now?
I think so. I think we've got the weather out the way.
Yeah, the little chit chat and all that. Okay, let's go to business, Tracey.
Let's do it.
Right, so you moved yourself all the way from the UK, went to Australia, and you used to be a teacher in the UK, right?
No, what happened was, to get the story out there, is I'm first generation born Australian. So my
Right.
parents were the old 10-pound poms and came over
Wow.
and settled life in here. And then I'm the oldest child. So they had me and then had two others. So my mum was, she had three of us under 2.5. So it was a bit of a challenge for her. And yeah, so I've grown up all my life here in Australia, but I have gone back to the UK and worked as a nanny in the UK.
Okay.
And for a really beautiful family. And that's where my journey of helping others sort of grew into, I suppose, where I am now. So,
Right.
but
Wow.
yeah, so I'm over here in Australia. It's supposed to be sunny, but it's not at the moment. And yeah, so we have, I suppose, I've travelled all around the world. I've been to America, I've been through Europe, I've been through Asia, and the only place I actually haven't been is anywhere in Africa. So I'm looking forward to doing that when we can all travel again. So that adventure, the spirit of adventure and all the beautiful cultures is what excites me when I go and travel around the world.
And I guess you've picked up so many interesting bits and pieces from each culture, and you have incorporated it through your knowledge of them in what you do today. So why Traceys Wellness Mojo? Why is that an Australian thing to call things Mojo, the power?
I suppose I did actually get the idea. I had a life coach, a sexologist person that came into my life.
I see.
And I think a lot of people can relate to this, especially women of my age, is that once you've had children, you tend to lose who you are. And that's not such a good thing. And you sometimes don't know how to get out of that. And your relationship with your husband or partner, that changes over time, especially when you have children. So I came to a stage that there was a lot that led up to that point in my life. And one of them was a failed business. And it was through no foreseeable circumstance. It just happened, and it was due to my mother. She has early onset Alzheimer's. And so her and my dad were actually looking after my children while I ran my cafe. And because of the early onset Alzheimer's, they had to go back to Perth. They were living with us, and they went back to Perth, and therefore I had no one to look after my children. So I had to let the business fold. I did sell it, but not at the cost of what I bought it, unfortunately. But you learn all these lessons in business, and you learn lessons about life. You learn lessons about how to run a business. I say failure, but really it was a great teaching experience for me. In the moment, I went into a very depressive state where I took all the blame on myself. Now, I know a lot of business owners can actually do that, because sometimes it seems insurmountable, all the pressures on our shoulders to make the business work. And you're vulnerable. You're vulnerable to things that are happening in society that you have no control over. You're vulnerable to people's whims almost. And you're also vulnerable to what governments do, and the classic examples with these lockdowns that I know in the UK you're not having now, but, you know, you have had them, and we've just come out of one here in South Australia. And so you're vulnerable to all these things that can happen that are out of your control in regards to it happening to you. But what I've discovered through this adversity is that I can control my actions and my thoughts and my processes. So even though I was in a depressive state, I did seek counselling, and got a great counsellor who is super entrepreneurial as well. So he helped me through that. And from that experience, I learnt that I am so strong, and that I have many other skills where I learnt to pivot and take it into a world, being the online world, to get my message out there and be true to who I am. Because as much as I loved running the cafe, it really wasn't who the core of who I am is. So, and that's helping other people. And I've always been that way. That charity aspect, the motto for others, was instilled in me at my school, at my college. And I'd love to give a great shout out to Penrose College in Perth, because they really, really, really instilled the belief that you need to give to others before you give to yourself. So with that in mind, I've always wanted to help people. I thought it was through teaching initially, which I did. I helped lots and lots of kids learn to read and write and do all those wonderful things that you do in the first years of your schooling. Then I had children, and my health started to decline because I didn't look after me. And I put myself as a second instead of as the priority. But all through that, the little entrepreneurial aspect to my life kept on popping up, and all these opportunities kept popping up. And I never say no to an opportunity. So my husband is very patient with me. I've had some crazy things happen along the way and laughed pretty much through every single one of them. But it wasn't until the cafe and the sickness that happened with that, because I didn't put myself first. I hadn't when I was a mother, so I was nutritionally depleted then as well. And the added stress of running your own business, and like I was in the cafe around 70 hours a week, and pretty much doing everything. So I was cooking, I was serving, I was baristaing, doing all the books. I did everything. So as much as I had some staff who were brilliant, I was still the one who had to get up at 4 a.m. in the morning, get the ovens on, get the quiches in, make sure everything was up ready to go before the first staff member came in and we opened our doors. So all that added pressure as an entrepreneur and business owner, you never put yourself first. And I think that's one of the learnings I want every business owner and every entrepreneur, every CEO, every business manager to understand, is that if you don't put yourself first, then you can't be the best at what you do. And it's with that I then, funny enough, with my counsellor, we came to the conclusion that I needed to get that out there in the world about being the healthiest version of you, so you can get it out to everyone, you know, so you can be the best for everyone else and everything else in your world. So it's been a big, long journey. I dabbled in a supplement company to spur on that entrepreneurial thing. And as I said, I'm open to anything, so I'll have a look at anything. The supplements that I got involved with were brilliant, and I still recommend them to my clients. Once we've done everything food-wise that we can, then we look at supplementation, because in this day and age, our food is not what it used to be 30, 40 years ago. So we need that extra supplementation. How you get that's up to you. I do recommend, obviously, what I am part of, but it's completely up to you. But most people are deficient in magnesium, vitamin D, calcium. They're deficient in collagen. Their gut health is absolutely shocking. And, it's all those things that impact on our hormones, on our emotions, on our energy levels, on our weight loss, and on all the diseases that can happen within our body. They all start from a depletion of nutrition. So these are things that once you get right and you get your healthy habits right, which is sleeping, drinking enough water, getting exercise into your day. And I don't mean the exercise, I mean is just walking, getting movement into your body, building muscle. Building muscle is a big one, because once you get that started, your metabolism starts working again and fat loss starts happening, and you start feeling stronger and more confident within yourself. And as a business owner and entrepreneur, CEO, business manager, you want that confidence. You've got to be able to stand up there and perform. So it's all one big circle. And I think if COVID's not taught us anything, it's that we need to look after ourselves, and we need to think differently. We need to, I hate the word pivot, but it's so true. You need to have taken that 180-degree turn and gone, okay, I've got all these skills.
Yes.
How am I now going to utilise them in a different version to what I was? And I think as a business owner, if you're not constantly thinking that and evolving, then you're dying. So it's something that I'm very passionate about, and I do have another aspect to my world, and that is referring people to a brilliant business minded person on LinkedIn, and they help people with that. And I work closely with them and train the people involved in that. So it's, my world is mixed up in a lot of things. So I'm also the head nutrition coach for Leeway Fitness. You can find them on all the social media handles. And it's so much fun, because we get to do group coaching, we get to do one-on-one coaching. We see the impact that we have. And the wonderful owner of that business, Adrian Lee, he just has this amazing vision of impacting so many lives. And, that grabbed me. So I not only have my business of nutrition coaching and healthy habits coaching and inspiring specifically mums, but business owners in general, because mums rule the world, they rule the home, they rule the workplace. So
we are just women.
We're just rocking it. So I tend to gravitate more, have more clients that are women, but I do work with men as well. But I have that, and then I've got head nutrition coach for Leeway Fitness. And then I help out another business called Growth, and that's training their virtual assistants, and it's just being part of their business management system as well. And the reason that's a newish business, it sort of popped up through the pandemic, and this is what I'm talking about. They're like using your skills in a different way.
Yes.
So
it's all about evolving.
Just evolving.
Being flexible and evolve, and
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's a great example, the growth business, because it popped up out of a need. The person saw they had the skills to help the people of need. And, you know, it's all about the business on LinkedIn. I'm a huge fan of LinkedIn. It's where the intelligent people go. Sorry, Instagram and Facebook and Twitter.
I don't, no, do not apologize. And by the way, yes, and you have over 12,000 followers on LinkedIn. So that's massive. That's
well, in 2019, prior to the pandemic, I was actually awarded by LinkedIn the Spotlight of 2019, awarded here in Australia, the top 12 businesses. So it's all about, with LinkedIn, it's about belief in yourself and your business, your product, your service, and about connection. Like, I've got 12,000 and I have not paid once for any of those connections. I have personally engaged with those connections and they're all organic. Yes, you can have over 100,000 connections, but I could guarantee you those people are not actually connecting with you. So I'm a big believer in keeping it under 20,000 or around that mark, just so you can engage with people. You can then grab them onto an emailing list, so then you're nurturing those people with some beautiful free stuff. And I know email marketing has been around for a long time, but it's making a resurgence. It really is the way to nurture your potential clients. So don't let that die. As much as people just go,
people hate it. Especially
it still works.
The drip campaigns, you know, once you download something, then you're invited to join or subscribe to something or join into your drip campaign. And many people just hit the button, you know, refuse, and they're missing out on so much information that is helpful, that is relevant to them, because once they have signed up for something, that's their interest. And there is so much.
Absolutely. And you know, you can have those 20,000 people on your LinkedIn, and say maybe 5,000 of those will sign up for your email campaigns. And you know that those 5,000 people are actually your target market, because you've offered them something that has appealed to them. So I think it's definitely not dead in the water. It's making a huge resurgence.
I'm glad you're saying that. Yeah.
Yeah, and LinkedIn is, I think, the go-to platform for really intelligent, smart, kooky people sometimes. They have a great sense of humour on LinkedIn, and it's all about community on LinkedIn. And I'm not paid by LinkedIn, by the way. That's just my opinion. And I've met some amazing people through LinkedIn. You're one of them, Antonina. I met you through a lovely lady called Sheena.
Sheena Walker. Yes,
I met her through LinkedIn. So
wow.
2 years, I think it's about 2 years ago. No, more than 2 years ago now, I met her on LinkedIn. And we started working together 2 years ago, around about now. I actually had my first real proper Zoom with her while I was in Mykonos, sunning myself on the beaches of Mykonos. So, you know, she's a great example of pivoting your business, you know, and getting on LinkedIn and getting the followers, creating a community. You know, I think if you're not online these days, then you're not going to win. So you need to have a presence, and it needs to be a consistent presence on a social media platform, whatever that is for you, whatever you choose, but be goddamn good at it. And you get that way by being consistent every single day. Like if someone went back and looked at my first ever video on LinkedIn, like I've been on LinkedIn now for 6 years, I reckon, and they would go, oh my goodness, that is just like shocking to the max. I probably was trying to sell people something on LinkedIn at that point.
But as you said, we learn, we evolve, and we become more and more authentic, and our identity kind of meshes up with all the beautiful integrities, the beautiful things that we create, and it is a process. It is a process of kind of purifying. And you just described what excites you to do. And what I notice, people usually, we are talking about the conscious business evolution, whereas people still, and very much so, great percentage of businesses are still sitting into the mold of what it should be or what the expectation is. And whereas looking at what you've just said, my brain is working like, what is that model? What is that model? So how you have combined it. So basically, you have, the way I describe it, you have followed your intuition, your instinct, and wrapped around all your skills and love and what you like to do, what excites you to do, around one ball of a model of a business you have, which is Traceys Wellness, Mojo, and then the training bit, and then the LinkedIn, the growth business, where you help other people. And it is all led by the thread of helping others. So this is your true value. Although you say help others, but first help you, you manage to mash all this together by keeping on course with your identity.
And I think that's a huge point that you've summed up there, is that one of my big values when I went through with the counsellor, or he's actually a psychologist, should I say, he has this big thing on what are your values. And I had to do a lot of work on actually what were my true core values.
Eliciting the values.
Integrity and helping others and caring were three major huge ones. And family was in there as well.
Yes.
Can never forget those.
No, they must be next to you somewhere.
Exactly. And I've stayed true to that. So no matter what I have done in my life, I have stayed true to who I am. And people can see your authenticity through every aspect of your business. So there's no point in lying to people. I can't fake that I love helping others, because if you see every single video or every single post I do, it is all centered around that. It is all centered around my passion for seeing people go from this point to this point. It may take somebody 1 week to get there. It may take someone else a year to get there. It may take someone 5 years to get there.
Yeah, but it's the journey.
All about them.
Yeah, and it's like Australians say, it's a walkabout.
It is. You go on a big walkabout and you'll get there in the end. But while you're walking about, you're finding out who your true core is. And I think every Australian can probably understand that concept of going on a walkabout, because that's when you really discover who you are. And whether that's literally leaving your house and going for a walk, or whether it's staying still and being quiet and looking after and listening of who you actually truly are, having those quiet, still moments, that is something that's very powerful, It is something that can be enlightening and really propel you to that next level in your business. Because if you are not true to your business core values, like every business has core values, well, they should, and they make up part of your mission statement. And if you don't align with that personally, then your business may succeed for a little while, but long term it really won't, because people find out because you're not being true, you're not being integral to those core values. And people align themselves with others that have the same core values. So whether it's life or whether it's business, it doesn't matter. That's who people align themselves with. Probably got friends from when you were little that, you've drifted away from because the core values are not aligned. But then you found others where they gather and it's been beautiful. All of a sudden you're like the bestest of friends, and you've only known these people for 6 months. Yet those core values really do align, and it's an authentic friendship or authentic alliance when you're talking about business. So that's my 2 bobs worth.
No, that's beautiful. That's beautiful, because everything comes from within. And when you start speaking about the Walkabout, I mean, the European culture is, everything has to be done in a certain way, at a certain time, and your life is sectioned into part 1, part 2, part 3. Children, funeral, and something, and something in between happens. So many generations just pass through life without that important time to stop and think. And I did read. I was very fortunate to read that book it's a novel by Robert Persing, which is called Zen and the Art of Maintaining Motorcycle, which was I've got no idea how it reached me back in Bulgaria, in communist Bulgaria. I got it from the library, and I didn't return it, so I kept signing it on and on and on. And at the end, I didn't want to return it. I just went and I said to them, "I'm sorry, I lost it," and I had to pay, because that was the only copy the city library had. But I kept it, and it is right there, actually, at the shelf somewhere there. But it is with me, and I stole it. Sorry.
Well, you didn't really steal it, because you did pay for it in the end.
But it was, again, it was that notion of stopping the world. A person's world needs to be stopped to see. And without that moment, it is very difficult for people to not to feel overwhelmed, or not to feel lost, or not to feel unsuccessful and anxious and all this. So keeping yourself close to your value, to who you are, what your mission is, what your call is what centers people firmly on the ground. And then all these attacks, kind of artificially created monsters, they bounce back.
Absolutely. And I think that's something that my community has really helped me strengthen over the years, is having that resolve in who you are, and not deferring from it. That makes sense. Like not taking a different path from that central core aspect to who you are and who your business is. So I think, and clearly these are only my opinions, I don't have a master's business degree or anything like that. This is just through experience. And I do believe that it takes a lot of courage to be an entrepreneur, be a business owner, takes a hell of a lot of courage to wake up every morning and go and do what you do. So, because it is risky, things can happen in a moment that change your world. You have no control over that. And we've seen that clearly in the last 18 months. So I think having those core values of who you are can help you through that and help you go, right, this is who I am. How am I going to use that to then still continue on my mission? But I just have to think differently about how I'm going about it. And being brave enough to step out of the norm of a bricks and mortar business or stepping into the online world, which for a lot of people, especially if you're of the older generation, is extremely scary because it goes so fast.
Yeah.
And yeah, I totally get it, because for me, I was super scared when I first started in the online world. It was like, well, how are people going to find me? What am I going to do? I was so used to having a bricks and mortar business that where people just came to me for great coffee and great food, to then pivot that and still stay true to who I was. You know, and what I wanted to do, what my core thing was to do. And I've had a lot of people try and change me into doing other things or change my business into another aspect. And I've had to sit with it. And it's sitting in that silence again. For me, I'm very lucky. I've got bushland near where I live, so I go and I sit at the creek, and I'm still. And I think about things, and I think, is this who I truly want to be? Is this going to help people in the way that I want to help people? And a lot of it is noise and cancelling out that noise that comes at you and being just really strong with who you are. And I've knocked back a lot of people, and I've knocked back a lot of clients because they haven't truly aligned with my business and with who I am. They've wanted quick fixes, and they've wanted, that magic pill, which a lot of business owners want. They want that magic pill, give me a PDF and I'll implement it, instead of understanding that these things take time, and being prepared, or as prepared as you can possibly be, within your business for things to change, and not panic when they change. I think that's being really brave, and I really commend business owners and entrepreneurs for being brave and being inspiring to others.
That's beautiful. Now that we are talking about business and views and all this, what is your view on co-creation?
As in what aspect?
In business.
In business? Okay.
Yes, co-creating business.
So co-creating a business with someone else?
Yes, maybe.
Yeah.
Co-creating ideas and sharing those ideas, co-creation with your community, co-creation between businesses, co-creation between nations, co-creation between completely different in the past concepts.
I don't think you can survive without co-creation. For me, I know I'm a very collaborative person. Even in my teaching, when I was teaching little kids, it was all about collaboration. We got into teaching hubs with all of us teachers in different year levels, and we would co-create things and bounce ideas off each other. And it made for a better classroom there, but I also do it within my own business. That's why I co-create with Adrian Lee. I co-create with Christian Lavalsi. I co-create with Edward Zia. These are all amazing people. I co-create with Sheena Walker, and all these amazing, brilliant thinkers of business. And they all seem to have the same values as well, which is fabulous.
It is strange. It is strange how
that's
people
really good. I think you need that. I think you need your community. I think you need to have that support and know that when you're having a crappy day or you need to change your direction a little bit, they're there and they will help you think it through. They're not there to answer your question. They're there to guide you and support you and get you thinking differently, get you looking at from a different perspective about anything that's going on within your business. And that's how I see co-creation, especially in business. I wouldn't be where I am without those amazing people, you know, and through co-creation of networking, you're only as good as your net worth, you know. Your network is your net worth, and having that is absolutely imperative to a business owner or entrepreneur. You must understand the need for co-creation in the aspect of moving yourself forward, keeping your business going forward, and also creating a cheer squad. Business on your own is damn bloody difficult, and you will be having sleepless nights and all the rest of it that comes into owning a business. But having that cheer squad there who can understand where you're coming from and support you and lift you up in those times, because we all have those times in our business where we seem like we're bashing our head against a brick wall, and, you know, all of a sudden, just because you've talked to one of your partners, and I mean partner as in a co-creator, then all of a sudden it's like, bang, the light goes on. I've got a solution for that. Awesome. You know, and it just takes, like, I've got some great co-creators in my world, and I know that when I think, oh, this isn't working, why isn't it working? I can't figure it out. I'll get in touch with one of them and I'll just say, look, this is what's going on, and we'll just start talking about it, and lots of questions happen, and then all of a sudden it'll be like, oh, I've got it. You know, it's like, yes, I know what I need to do, right? And then we go and action it, and we do a few high fives and celebrating and all the rest of it. So you got to have that as well, I think, in your business. You got to have your cheerleaders.
How often do you see that when you look from the plane where you're standing and looking across all the businesses and everything that is happening, all the tendencies that are moving up and down constantly? How often do you think that sort of what you've just described happens out there? How much as a percentage? Because what I have noticed is that, I shouldn't say that maybe, but thank goodness for the lockdowns for people to be kicked and out to explore. So back to my question, as a percentage from the plane that you're looking.
Well, the plane that I'm in, I would say probably 70 to 80% co-creation happens. Maybe it's because we're Australian. I don't know. But I think the biggest thing about it is that we don't have egos. We don't have the ego of me. This is my business. This, you know, I will be doing what I want to do sort of aspect. We are open to collaboration, so to co-creation. I've got people within my network that are in the same industry as me. But, you have to drop your ego. Their
Yeah.
clients are not going to go to them if I connect with them on my level. I'm being authentic. I'm being me.
Yes.
So I will attract the people that really need me, and they will attract the people that really need them. So it's about dropping the ego. And I had to learn that one. I really had to.
Why? Why did you have to learn that one? What was wrong with you?
I don't necessarily there was anything wrong with me, but I had come from a very an upbringing of you do it on your own. You don't tell anyone your secrets, and this is business wise. I mean, because my parents were business owners, and that was the way that it was done. And the only person you tell is your accountant. That's it. You don't tell anyone else about your business. No, they don't get to know what's going on behind the scenes. So I came from that, and to me, that comes from an area of lack in yourself. So, and comes from that big ego. Now, ego can be good, but ego, when used wrong in those situations, really does a big detriment to your business. And I found that out with the cafe, because I didn't ask for help. I didn't understand about community. I didn't understand. I had someone who came from within the cafe industry, and he said to me afterwards, he goes, "Why didn't you ask me for help? I could have helped you. I could have found you a great manager to help you out," and all this sort of stuff. And I just went, well, because it was my business.
Okay.
I didn't want, I don't need help. Like, how dare you, And that was the ego talking. That was completely the ego talking. And I had to learn to drop that ego and ask for help and co-create. And my life has flourished. My business has flourished because of that co-creation.
Because you chose to evolve out of your ego, explore and grow. That's a great. That was a great thing, a great conversation about co-creation, which actually is leading me now. Sorry, I know I sent you questions, but sorry, I'm being
led. All right, we get led along the way.
Yes. We mentioned Sheena Walker.
Yes.
And yesterday I saw something she posted. Would you mind me reading it out?
No, go for it.
Okay. And you commented on it, by the way. You know what
9 times out of 10 I will.
Okay. So Sheena Walker, for those who are watching, listening, she's a friend of ours, apparently a connection on LinkedIn. Sheena Walker, she is TEDx speaker, fantastic person, by the way. And I do have an interview recorded here on the YouTube channel. So she says, Cristiano Ronaldo talks. Do people dislike your success? How do they show it? She asked. Sheena is fantastic when she's asking questions like this. So I've got this picture. Sorry. I've got this picture. And it says, never post your achievements. Post stupid stuff and jokes so they will think you have no future. People hate progress. Seriously. And then our beautiful Tracey says, a very interesting perspective, Sheena, but I'd have to agree with the tall poppy syndrome we have here in Australia, which actually, okay, that was it, which actually made me wonder, what is that? I never came across that, phrase. So I went and I Googled it. I did some digging. I Googled it and I found an article about how that phrase got coined by the Australians, not by the English. How dare English? I don't think an English mind would have come up with that. Anyway, totally limited there. I'm sorry, but
That's all right.
there you go. So your views on competition, and I thought about last night. Okay, competition. We are humans. There is the natural selection process, and all this. But I think we humans kind of twisted the meaning of it, and I try to think about competition in humans based on that twistiness, and competition in nature, which is the evolving process. Nature doesn't break to, it evolves, it flexes. The plant will not move the stone. It will bend around it. It will go, and the stone will not go back and crush the plant everywhere the plant goes.
Yeah.
But in humans, okay.
It comes back to that ego thing. And I know even here in Australia, when we talk about the tall poppy syndrome, for those that don't understand that saying, it's when someone experiences success and are applauded for their success, people want to tear you down and basically cut the head of the poppy off and bring you back down to their level. And look, that comes from a scarcity mindset. And unfortunately, as humans, we are, most of us, I won't say all of us, but most of us, a generalization, are born with a competitive edge. And that's what's made us human. That's what's made us, if you believe in evolution, made us evolve from apes and all the rest of it, is that competitiveness to be better and do better and evolve. Unfortunately, it can also be the ball and chain aspect of your life and your business too. Because if you keep with that scarcity mindset, you'll never grow, you'll never achieve your ultimate goal. You might have some success along the way, but that big audacious goal that you first had in your brain won't ever come to fruition. So, and that all comes down to that co-creation thing again. Ultimately, it's that ego. And it's one of those things you just got to keep coming back to. So having a growth mindset over a fixed mindset within your business, always looking to be better, having that competition within yourself to make your business better. And by doing that through co-creation, you're having that growth mindset instead of staying in that scarcity mindset of, I'm going to win at this, I am going to win at this, I am going to win at this. It's, we are going to win at this. We are going to figure this out. We are going to succeed, and it's having those cheerleaders behind you. Like, people aren't involved in my business. It's my business. But I have my co-creators. I have my cheerleaders that are pushing me and supporting me along the way. And having that scarcity mindset with that competition edge can be a real dangerous aspect for your business. And that's where you see businesses fail, because you're only one person. And it happened to me. Picked myself up, learnt about it. It's that growth mindset eventually kicked in. But, living in scarcity really keeps you there. It keeps you in a scarcity mindset, in that fixed mindset. And that can be seen. There's plenty of life coaches out there. There's money coaches out there. There's lots of different coaches out there. And they will all come to the conclusion that the scarcity mindset, if you are putting that vibe out there, you're going to get that vibe back. So having that growth mindset, that positive mindset, however you want to spin it, putting those beautiful vibes out to the universe, you are going to get those back. And at one point, especially when I was in that scarcity mindset, I thought it was all well, it's my phrase, umbi gumbi, rah, rah, rah stuff, that you'd sort of hear the Americans spill, especially if, the church pastors that are all hyped up and all the rest of it. Or if you go to any MLM conventions that are run by Americans, it's all rah, 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 and, you can do anything, rah, rah, all that sort of stuff. It doesn't need to be like that. And I think that's what scared me off that positive growth mindset until I started reading more and learning more and being around positively minded people and co-creating with them, that you learn to leave your ego, you learn to leave that scarcity mindset.
It is difficult. It is difficult for people, for small businesses that are emerging, even the young setups, and they fear competition. And the funny thing that actually spurred some of my thoughts several months ago was that a very close associate of mine, we're doing similar things, and suddenly I received a text message saying, I don't want you to post in my group because you are offering similar things to me and I don't feel comfortable with this.
But that's the word that you use, similar, not the same.
Similar. And I thought, do you know what, I'm really sorry. I felt bad for her. I felt really bad for her. And I thought, oh my God, I'm really compassionate because I don't experience feelings like this. And I immediately felt very compassionate about her. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna get myself out of those groups where she is and all that. But it made me feel very sad because apparently you say 70-80% where you are in your area are kind of co-creators, the ego. But here where I am, the hill is so steep, and many people have to climb it anyway. They have to, otherwise there is no survival. They have to climb it up. They have to overcome their ego, to overcome the fear of competition, and get closer to that state of mind of world of share. For a world of share, we create together.
It is a journey, and unless they experience it in a positive way, because don't get me wrong, there are people out there that co-create to get more information and knowledge and use it to their advantage. That's not what the aspect of a co-creator is. A co-creation is to help other people get beyond where they are so they can succeed more. And when you come at it from that aspect, the world's your oyster, and you can do some amazing things. Unfortunately, people in a scarcity mindset, unless they get metaphorically and sometimes literally slapped in the face to go, hey, this is not cool. How about we work together and we win together? I know there's a quote out there and it slips my mind at the moment, but it's about you can go fast on your own, but you can go far with others.
Yes.
So like as a team. So it's not about that initial spurt. It's about the longevity of your business. And, I can bring that back to even my clients. It's not about that fast, quick thing, because you can do that on your own, but I can guarantee you'll get to that point and then you'll start slipping back again. It's about going together, and that's what a coach does. You've got all the information. There's so much information out there about weight loss, about energy, about sleep, about good routines, healthy habits, all of that. There's heaps of information. But it's about having the co-creator or the coach, who, however you want to put it, linking arms with you, being your cheerleader and supporting you and getting you there, you know. And I think that is something that is absolutely so powerful, that's how you change the world. So even that person that has that scarcity mindset, when they're brave enough to link arms with you, you can show them the way.
I do like that expression. Linking arms together. Linking arms together. Yeah. I like this expression.
You do. And that's what you do. So.
Right. I'm just thinking of, going into a little bit to zoom in to what you do at the moment. Can you tell me, I read it, but I would like for you to share it with the viewers, your philosophy of life. Simple.
Yeah, sure. My philosophy of life is basically centered around the word integrity. And it's helping other people through that integrity. I don't ask any of my clients without myself doing it first. So it's getting to that nitty-gritty, deep health aspect with my clients. So my philosophy is really centered around the whole person and helping them get that mojo back, that zest for life. And that's really what Mojo is to me and to my clients. It's getting back their life. Because for a lot of us women, and I do speak to the women, a lot of us have lost that spark in our life. And that comes from feeding your body correctly, comes from developing those healthy habits and having someone linking arms with you. And I do love that expression. I use it all the time to help you get that back. And that's what I help my clients with. And that's my philosophy. Because if I can help one person, one mum, one woman get back their power and their mojo, then I've done my job in this world. So, because I don't want anyone to feel like that anymore. And I get super passionate about it because I know how bad it can feel.
Because you felt it yourself.
I have. I've completely felt it, to the point of having the sexologist and the therapist and the life coach get me past that and get me feeling again and get me valuing myself again, because I have so much to give to the world. And if I can't be at 110% and have that overflow, then I can't give back to the rest of the world. So that's my philosophy, is getting you right, getting me right, getting the world right. So it starts with that.
Brilliant. That's beautiful and powerful. And is this what you are about, just a sneak preview, about what you will be telling people in your new ebook?
Yeah, my ebook has actually come out. It's actually about, funny enough, at the moment, sauces and healthy dressings and things like that. So that's my ebook. I give away a lot of free stuff to help people, because cooking, people sometimes don't know what a healthy meal looks like, or I've got a free ebook out there with meals, healthy, high-protein meals for people that they can download and to work one-on-one with me. I have a great offer, and you can either book just a 1-hour call with me, or you can book a month and 3 months with me. Obviously, the longer, because they're not quick fixes and you're not going to get a quick fix straight away. we can put in a plan and put some actions into place on a call, and you can get that in my free 30-minute call. We'll take a look at where you are, where you want to be, and I'll give you some tips and tricks on how to get there. But the best thing to do is hire me, and I will link arms with you and get you where you need to be.
Wow.
So that's
the ebook. Have you put it on already?
No, it's coming out very shortly.
Okay. Can you tell the viewers and the listeners where to find the ebook and when
Sure.
you expect it to be on? And of course, please give us your web address, contact.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
No problems. My ebook is going to be available through my LinkedIn. So you can actually just search me up, Tracey Kitching. And it's going to be available on my Instagram. And if you quickly go to my Instagram, I do believe it's actually cool. No, it's not quite available on there yet, but it will be.
Okay.
And that is at Tracy's Wellness Mojo. That's my Instagram handle. And it will also be available on my Facebook page. So, and that is facebook.com/Tracy's Wellness Mojo.
You will send me the details you will email me the
Absolutely.
details. I will put them here at below the description of this video. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I've got links to join my private Facebook group. At the moment, it is just for women, because there's certain topics that we like to talk about, and I don't think men really want to be involved in that one. So we have a good chat in there, and you get some great tips and tricks in there as well. As I say, I give a lot of free information out there, and, it's about actioning that and having a partner to achieve what you want to achieve. And look, weight loss is just one aspect. It's about feeling good, and it's about getting that mojo back.
Would you like to share some final specific tips, like 1, 2, 3 advice? You've given so much. I mean, I've got, while I was listening to you, I wrote down so many things and beautiful phrases that you've used. And I will try to summarize everything to put it in the description as well with all your details. But okay, just a tip or two.
A tip that I have for business owners is look after you. Look after you. You are your number one resource. So you need to be the best that you can be, so you can give back to your business, give back to your employees, give back to your clients, and also give back to your family, because you need to give back to them. I suppose for all the women out there, a tip that I'd love to give you is really start looking at the habits you're not happy with and look at how you can change them. So the 5 habits I always focus on are nutrition, water intake, sleep, moving your body, and weight training. So they're the 5 things that I really focus on, and that will help you be more confident, have more energy, and be able to give back to your community and family.
Thank you.
No problems. It's been a pleasure.
That's beautiful. Tracey Kitching, founder of Traceys Wellness Mojo. Gosh, Tracey, thank you. That was fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing all that wisdom and all that knowledge, cross continents and cross cultures in a way. And it's so refreshing. I so much want to come and live there. Yes,
I'm sure we'd love to have you, Antonina.
I'm on a mission to open up, people here with this. With these conversations, empowering the conscious business evolution, so people get out there and create and co-create and enjoy a world of share.
Absolutely. That's a world that would be super exciting, that's for sure. So it's something that I know I love being involved in, and I love sharing ideas. I love, scaffolding is another word, scaffolding all those ideas to be better and make the world and our community better. So absolutely
Beautiful.
brilliant.
Thank you very much.
I have 11% left on my computer.
Okay, give me high. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. And that was your inspiration to continue empowering your conscious business evolution today. I hope you enjoyed the show, and I hope our conversations will help you take your own steps toward innovating and evolving as a conscious business by making choices for the benefit of people, communities, and environment. If you have any questions to my guests, I will leave their contact details in the description of this post. If you'd like to come to the show and share your wisdom, you're more than welcome. Please write to me to antonina@visionsinspire.com. But definitely have a listen to all previous interviews and do subscribe to the Visions Inspire YouTube channel for my next show for more inspiration on being part of our conscious business evolution together. Please give Visions Inspire your like on Facebook and follow on Twitter and Instagram. And do share with others to listen, spread the word, grow the knowledge. That's the spirit of the conscious business evolution. Till next time, from me, Antonina Manev, your business growth strategist, turning visions into profitable businesses, and always here to empower the conscious business evolution. Thank you, and till next time.